Namaste. Now I want to make another reading of meditation, First and Last Freedom. It is one of Osho's classics, and it shows the meditation techniques which also Osho has designed, or he has used them, because actually most of them, they already existed before Osho invented them, and Osho just combined them in a new way and just designed his meditations. Also, he tried the meditations out and looked what works, and that techniques he really used a lot, like for example dynamic meditation or Kundalini meditation. There is a really large book about dynamic meditation and about how you can use it and how you can how it came into existence. So you can use this book if you want and read it. Yeah. Otherwise, now you just sit down or lie down in a relaxed way and listen to my voice as you're listening to running water, to the sound of the birds, to a waterfall, and then the technique might come into your consciousness or not. And if you want to understand the technique consciously, then just watch the video or listen to it several times, and then understanding might happen by itself. So the next part will be 3E. It is about 17 pages, and it's about finding the space within. Emptiness is your innermost center. All activity is on the periphery. The innermost center is just a zero. Enter the clear sky. Meditate on the sky, a summer sky with no clouds, endlessly empty and clear, nothing moving it in its total virginity. Contemplate on it, meditate on it, and enter this clarity. Become this clarity, this space-like clarity. To meditate on the sky is beautiful. Just lie down so you forget the earth. Just lie down on your back on any lonely beach, on any ground, and just look at the sky. A clear sky will be helpful, unclouded, endless. Just looking, staring at the sky, feel the clarity of it, the uncloudedness, the boundless expanse, and then enter that clarity, become one with it. Feel as if you have become the sky, the space. This technique, to look into the clarity of the sky and to become one with it, is one of the most practiced. Many traditions have used this, and particularly for the modern mind, it will be very useful because nothing is left on earth to meditate on, only the sky. If you look all around, everything is man-made. Everything is limited with a boundary, a limitation. Only the sky is still, fortunately, open to meditate on. Try this technique, it will be helpful, but remember 3 things. 1. Don't blink, stare. Even if your eyes start to feel pain and tears come down, don't be worried. Even those tears will be a part of unloading. They will be helpful. Those tears will make your eyes more innocent and fresh-bathed. And just go on staring. The second point, don't think about the sky, remember. You can start thinking about the sky. You can remember many poems, beautiful poems about the sky. Then you will miss the point. You are not to think about it, you are to enter it, you are to be one with it. Because if you start thinking about it again, a barrier is created. You are missing the sky again, and you are enclosed in your own mind again. Don't think about the sky, be the sky. Just stare and move into the sky, and allow the sky to move into you. If you move into the sky will move into you immediately. How can you do it? How will you do it? This moving into the sky. Just go on staring further and further away. Go on staring as if you're trying to find the boundary. Move deep. Move as much as you can. That very movement will break the barrier, and this method should be practiced for at least 40 minutes. Less than that will not be much help. When you really feel that you have become one, then you can close the eyes. When the sky has entered in you, you can close the eyes. You will be able to see it within also. So only after 40 minutes, when you feel that the oneness has happened and there is a communion and you have become part of it and the mind is no more, close the eyes and remain in the sky within. Include everything. This technique is a little difficult, but if you can do it, then it is very wonderful, beautiful. Sitting, don't divide. Sitting in meditation, be inclusive of all. Your body, your mind, your breath, your thinking, your knowing, everything. Be inclusive of all. Don't divide. Don't create any fragmentation. Ordinarily we are fragmenting. We go on fragmenting. We say the body is not me. There are techniques which can use that also, but this technique is totally different. Rather, it is the opposite. Don't divide. Don't say, I am not the body. Don't say, I am not the breath. Don't say, I am not the mind. Just say, I am all. And be all. Don't create any fragmentation within you. This is a feeling. With closed eyes, include everything that exists in you. Don't get yourself centered anywhere. Be uncentered. The breath comes and goes, the thought comes and moves, the form of your body will go on changing. You have not observed this. If you sit with closed eyes, you will feel that sometimes your body is big, sometimes your body is small, sometimes it is very heavy, sometimes just light, as if you can fly. You can feel this increasing and decreasing of the form. Just close your eyes and sit, and you will feel that sometimes the body is very big, filling the whole room. Sometimes it is so small, just atomic. Why does this form change? As your attention changes, the form of the body changes. If you are inclusive, it will become big. If you exclude, this is not I, this is not I, then it will become very minute, very small, atomic. Include everything in your being and don't discard anything. Don't say, this is not I. Say, I am. And include everything in it. If you can do this just sitting, wonderful. Absolutely new happenings will happen to you. You will feel there is no center. In you there is no center, and with the center gone, there is no self, there is no ego. Only consciousness remains. Consciousness like a sky covering everything, and when it grows, not only your own breath will be included, not only your own form will be included, ultimately the whole universe becomes inclusive to you. The basic point is to remember inclusiveness. Don't exclude. This is the key for this technique, inclusiveness. Include and grow, include and expand. Try it with your body and then try it with the outside world also. Sitting under a tree, look at the tree. Then close your eyes and feel that the tree is within you. Look at the sky, then close your eyes and feel that the sky is within you. Look at the rising sun, then close your eyes and feel that the sun is rising within you. Feel more inclusive. A tremendous experience will happen to you when you feel that the tree is within you. Immediately you will feel more young, more fresh. And this is not imagination, because the tree and you both belong to the earth. You are both rooted in the same earth and ultimately rooted in the same existence. So when you feel that the tree is within you, the tree is within you. This is not imagination, and immediately you will feel the effect. The tree's aliveness, the greenery, the freshness, the breeze passing through it will be felt within you in your heart. Include more and more existence and don't exclude. So remember this. Make it a style of life to include. not only meditation, but a style of life, a way of living. Try to include more and more. The more you include, the more you expand, the more your boundaries recede to the very corners of existence. One day only you are, the whole existence is included. This is the ultimate of all religious experience. A meditation for the jet set. You cannot find a better situation in which to meditate than while flying at a high altitude. The higher the altitude, the easier the meditation. Hence, for centuries, meditators have been moving to the Himalayas to find a high altitude. When gravitation is less, and the earth is very far away, many poles of the earth are far away. You are far away from the corrupted society the man has built. You are surrounded by clouds and the stars and the moon and the sun and the vast space. So do one thing. Start feeling one with that vastness and do it in 3 steps. The first step is, for a few minutes, just think that you are becoming bigger. You're filling the whole plane. Then the second step, start feeling that you are becoming even bigger, bigger than the plane. In fact, the plane is now inside you. And the third step, feel that you have expanded into the whole sky. Now these clouds that are moving, and the moon and the stars, they are moving in you. You are huge, unlimited. This feeling will become your meditation, and you will feel completely relaxed and non-tense. I just want to say, even without doing this meditation consciously, each time I'm flying, I am in an enlightened state, and I feel really good when I'm flying. That's why I like traveling very much, and especially flying, because then the mind completely disappears. So, watching with the third eye. It is one of the contributions of the East to the world, the understanding that between these 2 eyes there is a third eye inside which normally remains dormant. One has to work hard, brings his whole sexual energy upward against gravitation, and when the energy reaches the third eye, it opens. Many methods have been tried to do that, because when it opens there is suddenly a flash of light, and things which have never been clear to you suddenly become clear. When I emphasize watching, witnessing, that is the finest method to bring the third eye into action, because that watching is inside. These 2 eyes cannot be used, they can only look outward, they have to be closed. And when you try to watch inside, that certainly means there is something like an eye which sees. Who sees your thoughts? Not these eyes. Who sees that anger is arising in you? That place of seeing is called symbolically the third eye. So true. I do almost all my meditations with the help of my third eye. Yes. Okay. So now I'm going to read the Osho Gourishankar meditation. I'm sure you can buy the CD somewhere, but nevertheless I will read the instructions now. Instructions. This technique consists of 4 stages of 15 minutes. The first 2 stages prepare the meditator for the spontaneous latihan of the third stage. Osho has said that if the breathing is done correctly in the first stage, the carbon dioxide formed in the bloodstream will make you feel as high as Gourishankar. Note, those with a history of neurological disorders, such as epilepsy, should never use a strobe or a flashing light for this meditation. The first stage, 15 minutes. Sit with closed eyes, inhale deeply through the nose, filling the lungs, hold the breath for as long as possible, then exhale gently through the mouth, and keep the lungs empty for as long as possible. Continue this breathing cycle throughout the first stage. I just demonstrated. So breathing in through the nose, holding the breath for as long as possible, and then exhale gently through the mouth. and so on. This is like the first stage. The second stage, return to normal breathing, and with a gentle gaze, look at a candle flame or a flashing blue light. Keep your body still. Like also the technique is like you use like the look on the candle, like you're focusing on your breathing. So each time you feel you're lost in your mind, in thinking, you just focus gently on looking on the candle again. So don't fight with your mind, don't be violent. Just put your attention back on the candle, and that's the whole technique. It's very simple actually, and it's really nice because the music of Gourishankar is so beautiful. You really feel like you're completely out of space if you do the meditation. I've done it many times. Third stage, 15 minutes. With closed eyes, stand up and let your body be loose and receptive. The subtle energies will be felt to move the body outside your normal control. Allow this Latihan to happen. Don't you do the moving. Let moving happen gently and gracefully. Yeah, Latihan is really beautiful. You just let your body move gracefully from inside, and even if it falls down or turns around on the floor, it's also good. Just let your body be open and receptive and loose and natural. The fourth stage, 15 minutes. Lie down with closed eyes, silent and still. So in every Osho meditation there is this little 15 minutes at least where you do nothing, you just lie down. And actually this is the real deep meditation. In this meditation some very deep relaxation, some samadhi can happen. So it's always important, if you have an active part, to have these 15 minutes of passivity, just that everything can settle down and yeah, you can have a deep relaxation. It's so important. The first three stages should be accompanied by a steady rhythmic beat, preferably combined with a soothing background music. The beat should be 7 times the normal heartbeat, and if possible the flashing light should be a synchronized strobe. Well, we just used a normal candle and it also works, so don't worry, you can also use a normal candle, that's also very fine. Or also even a light if you want. Yeah. Okay, so now the Osho Mandala meditation. You can also buy the Osho Mandala meditation. It's a very active meditation, so it's very good if you have a healthy body, and also if you want to train your body or work it out, it's very helpful because it's quite hard. Yeah, it's even harder than dynamic meditation. I've done it once or twice and I didn't like it at all because for me it is a too strenuous a meditation. I don't like too much body movement. Yeah. Instructions. This is another powerful cathartic technique that creates a cycle of energy that results in a natural centering. There are 4 stages of 15 minutes each. First stage, 15 minutes. With open eyes, run on the spot, starting slowly and gradually getting faster and faster. Bring your knees up as high as possible. Breathing deeply and evenly will move the energy within. Forget a mind and forget a body, keep going. And this part is really strenuous, so it's good if you like doing sports to do this meditation. You can power yourself completely out. This is the first stage. The second stage, 15 minutes. Sit with your eye closed and mouth open and loose. Gently rotate your body from the waist like a reed blowing in the wind. Feel the wind blowing you from side to side, back and forth, around and around. This will bring your awakened energies to the navel center. Like this, like you just let the body rotate from the waist. So of course you need to close your eyes also. So this is very easy. Yeah. Then the third stage, 15 minutes. Lie on your back, open your eyes, and with the head still, rotate them in a clockwise direction. Sweep them fully around in the sockets as if you're following the second hand of a vast clock, but as fast as possible. It is important that the mouth remains open and the jaw relaxed with the breath soft and even. This will bring your centered energies to the third eye. Yeah, so anyway, I'm already centered in the third eye, so no more need of this meditation, but you can try it out, this third stage as well. And then the fourth stage, 15 minutes, close your eyes and be still. So as I explained in the last meditation, this 15 minutes of lying and be still is really essential in Osho's meditation, because then the whole mechanism, body-mind, relaxes very deeply and some deep samadhi can happen. And this is so essential for awakening in Osho style. And even when I, for example, was in Dehradun, I was meditating with the Tibetan monks. They had many writings on the wall how to attain enlightenment, and samadhi is one limb of enlightenment. So Osho does it really right. Samadhi is essential for enlightenment to happen, to have samadhi experience. Okay, finding the witness. This was the technique given to Pythagoras. Pythagoras went with this technique to Greece, and really he became the fountainhead, the source of all mysticism in the West. He's the father of all mysticism in the West. This technique is one of the very deep methods. Try to understand it. Modern physiology, scientific research, says that between the two eyebrows is the gland, which is the most mysterious part in the body. This gland, called the pineal gland, is the third eye of the Tibetans. Shiva Netra, the eye of Shiva or of Tantra. So it's about here. Yeah. Between the two eyes there is a third eye existing, but ordinarily it is non-functioning. You have to do something about it to open it. It is not blind. It is simply closed. This technique is to open the third eye. Close your eyes. Then focus both your eyes just in the middle of the two eyebrows. Focus just in the middle with closed eyes, as if you're looking with your two eyes. Give total attention to it. This is one of the simplest methods of being attentive. You cannot be attentive to any other part of the body so easily. This gland absorbs attention like anything. If you give attention to it, both your eyes become hypnotized with the third eye. They become fixed. They cannot move. If you're trying to be attentive to any other part of the body, it is difficult. This third eye catches attention, forces attention. It is magnetic for attention. So all the methods all over the world have used it. It is the simplest to train attention, because not only are you trying to be attentive, the gland itself helps you. It is magnetic. Your attention is brought to it forcibly. It is absorbed. It is said in the old Tantra scriptures that attention is food for the third eye. It is hungry. It has been hungry for lives and lives. If you pay attention to it, it becomes alive. It becomes alive. The food is given to it. And once you know that attention is food, once you feel that your attention is magnetically drawn, attracted, pulled by the gland itself, then attention is not a difficult thing. One has only to know the right point. So just close your eyes, let your two eyes move just in the middle, and feel the point. When you are near the point, suddenly your eyes will become fixed, when it will be difficult to move them. Then know you have caught the right point. If the attention is between the eyebrows, for the first time you will come to experience a strange phenomenon. For the first time you will feel thoughts running before you. You will become the witness. It is just like a film screen. Thoughts are running and you are a witness. Once your attention is focused at the third eye center, you become immediately the witness of thoughts. Ordinarily, you are not the witness, you are identified with thoughts. If anger is there, you become anger. If thought moves, you are not the witness, you become one with the thought, identified, and you move with it. You become the thought. You take the form of the thought. When sex is there, you become sex. When anger is there, you become anger. When greed is there, you become greed. Any thought moving becomes identified with you. You do not have any gap between you and the thought. But focus at the third eye, suddenly you become a witness. Through the third eye, you become the witness. Through the third eye, you can see thoughts running like clouds in the sky or people moving on the streets. Try to be a witness. Whatsoever is happening, try to be a witness. You are ill, the body is aching and painful, you have misery and suffering. Whatsoever, be a witness to it. Whatsoever is happening, do not identify yourself with it. Be a witness, an observer. That if witnessing becomes possible, you will be focused in the third eye. Secondly, vice versa is also the case. If you are focused in the third eye, you will become a witness. These two things are part of one. So the first thing, by being centered in the third eye, there will be the arising of the witnessing self. Now you can encounter your thoughts. This will be the first thing. And the second thing will be that now you can feel the subtle, delicate vibration of breathing. Now you can feel the form of breathing, the very essence of breathing. First try to understand what is meant by the form, by the essence of breathing. While you're breathing, you're not only breathing air. Science says you're breathing only air, just oxygen, hydrogen and other gases in their combined form of air. They say you're breathing air, but Tantra says that air is just a vehicle, not the real thing. You are breathing prana, vitality. Air is just the medium, prana is the content. You are breathing prana, not only air. By being focused in the third eye, suddenly you can observe the very essence of breath, not breath, but the very essence of breath, prana. And if you can observe the essence of breath, prana, you're on the point from which the jump, the breakthrough happens. Yes. So actually, for me, it happened very naturally, this third eye opening. I didn't have to do it consciously. It's just by doing Osho meditations for some time, your third eye is going to open. For me, that's for sure. Because Osho, he designed almost every meditation, he designed with the third eye. And yeah, so don't worry, it will open by itself. If it is needed and if it is not needed, it will be closed, but that's also fine. Touching as a feather. Use both your palms, put them on your closed eyes, and allow the palms to touch the eyeballs, but just like a feather with no pressure. If you press, you miss the point, you miss the whole technique. Don't press, just touch like a feather. You will have to adjust, because in the beginning you will be pressing. But less and less pressure until you are just touching with no pressure at all. Just your palms, touch the eyeballs, just a touch, just a meeting with no pressure, because if the pressure is there, then the technique will not function so like a feather. I just want to mention in between that this is one of the techniques mentioned in Vigyam Bhairav Tantra, the 112 techniques of meditation which Shiva taught his consort Parvati. Why? Because a needle can do something which a sword cannot do. If you press, the quality has changed, you are aggressive. And the energy that is flowing through the eyes is very subtle. A small pressure and it starts fighting and a resistance is created. If you press, then the energy that is flowing through the eyes will start a resistance, a fight, a struggle will ensue. So don't press. Even a slight pressure is enough for the eye energy to touch. It is very subtle, it's very delicate. Don't press. Like a feather, just your palm is touching as if not touching. Touching as if not touching. No pressure, just a touch. A slight feeling that the palm is touching the eyeball. That's all. So it's really like this, for example. So very even not. Also you can with this. It's really very soft. What will happen? When you simply touch without any pressure, the energy starts moving within. If you press, it starts fighting with the hand, with the palm, and moves out. Just a touch and the energy starts moving within. The door is closed, simply the door is closed, and the energy falls back. The moment energy falls back, you will feel a lightness coming all over your face, your head. This energy moving back makes you light. And just between these two eyes, yes, it's true, it's true. And just between these two eyes is the third eye, the wisdom eye, the prajna chakshu. Just between the two eyes is the third eye. The energy falling back from the eyes hits the third eye. That's why one feels light levitating as if there is no gravitation. And from the third eye, the energy falls on the heart. It is a physical process, just drip, drip, it drops, and you will feel a very light feeling entering in your heart. The heartbeats will slow down, the breathing will slow down, your whole body will feel relaxed. Even if you are not entering deep meditation, this will help you physically. Anytime during the day, relax on a chair, or if you don't have a chair, when you're just sitting in a train, close your eyes, feel a relaxed being in the whole of your body, and then put both your palms on your eyes. But don't press, that's a very significant thing. Just touch like a feather. When you touch and don't press, your thoughts will stop immediately. In a relaxed mind, thoughts cannot move, they get frozen. They need frenzy and fever, they need tension to move. They live through tension. When the eyes are silent, relaxed, and the energy is moving backwards, thoughts will stop. You will feel a certain quality of euphoria, and that will deepen daily. So do it many times in the day. Even for a single moment, touching will be good. Whenever your eyes feel exhausted, dry of energy, exploited after reading, seeing a film, or watching TV, whenever you feel it, just close the eyes and touch. Immediately there will be the effect. But if you want to make it a meditation, then do it for at least 40 minutes. And the whole thing is not to press. It is easy for a single moment to have a feather-like touch. It is difficult for 40 minutes. Many times you will forget and you will start pressing. So don't press. For 40 minutes, just remain aware that your hands have no weight. They are just touching. Go on being aware that you are not pressing, only touching. This will become a deep awareness, just like breathing. As Buddha says to breathe with full awareness, the same will happen with touching, because you have to be constantly mindful that you are not pressing. Your hand should just be a feather, a weightless thing, simply touching. Your mind will be totally there, alert, near the eyes, and the energy will be flowing constantly. In the beginning, it will be just dropping in drops. Within months, you will feel it has become a river-like thing, and within a year, you will feel it has become a float. And when you touch, you will feel lightness. You can feel it right now. Immediately, the moment you touch, a lightness comes. And that lightness penetrates, opens into the heart. In the heart, only lightness can enter. Nothing heavy can enter. Only very light things can happen to the heart. This lightness between the two eyes will start dropping into the heart, and the heart will open to receive it. As the falling energy becomes a stream, and then a river, and then a flood, you will be completely washed away. You will not feel that you are, you will simply feel that the cosmos is. Breathing in, breathing out, you will feel you have become the cosmos. The cosmos comes in and the cosmos goes out. The entirety that you have always been, the ego, will not be there. So this is all about part 3E. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And I just want to mention that I myself, I don't use any of these techniques. I just do this out of my devotion for Osho to read the book. And because it makes me very still and peaceful inside when I read Osho books. But for me, actually, meditation happens spontaneously. I don't use any of these techniques, but I do daily. I do dynamic meditation daily, and sometimes also I sit silently in Vipassana. And at the moment, I do some Tibetan prostrations. Usually, or normally, you should do 108 per day, but for me that's too much, and even 10 or 20 for me is enough. And then actually, I work a lot with my chakras. So I do a lot of breathing techniques with my chakras, and I just get more and more awareness into my chakras, and especially because I still need to do healing work on my first, second, and third chakra, also sometimes on my heart chakra. But the heart will heal itself as soon as the other chakras will be healed. And actually, if you heal one chakra, the other chakras also are healed at the same time. It's like not like one way road, it's like a 4 or 5 way road. So if you continue on one way of the road, you also continue on all the 5 other ways. It's just like no matter which way of the road, it will bring you more far on the whole way. And so that's what I'm doing, and it's a little bit similar with the chakras. If you succeed to heal a little bit more in one chakra, then automatically all the other chakras also they benefit. So that's what I'm doing actually at the moment. I work a lot with my chakras because they still need a lot of healing. Like first, second, third, they are responsible for grounding and also for standing in one life. Like first chakra is for security, for money, also for health issues, for sexuality of course. Then second chakra is also for sexuality, but also for creativity, for being creative, having a good job, earning a lot of money, having fun in life. That's the second chakra. And the third chakra is about self-will and about self-empowerment, to leading the life your soul wants to lead, and not to be dependent on anyone else, to be strong in your own essence, in your own nature. So that's what I'm doing. And then the heart chakra will open by itself. It's not a healing part on myself, at least not here as long as I am Europe. So of course you can do some heart chakra healing. Like many pains from childhood are still there in me, for example, then it's good to have a loving surrounding where you just can be a child and live the childhood you have not had so far. So for me that's India or Dehradun, not everywhere of course, and then I can heal my inner child there, and then a lot of more love is happening, yes. But also then other things happening, other factors coming, so we can't always foresee the divine. Things are also happening just spontaneously and by themselves. And actually that's the best healing happening when we don't do anything consciously, when it's just happening by itself, yes. But also it is good to have some keys of awakening and some keys about working on yourself, working on your issues, getting more and more clear, getting more and more pure inside, getting more and more beautiful inside. So that's what I'm doing actually, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed it. Sending you love and light, wishing you the best. Namaste, bye bye.